games like Splatoon,
Gotcha!
Super Mario Maker,
Wanna play?
You made this?
Yep.
and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, there's only one thing you'll be dreaming about this holiday. Play Nintendo. Play Wii U. Games rated E to E10+.
Okay, so we're nearing the end. Got a couple videos left to do. That means there's not a lot of Wii U games left. There's only 10 of them. One thing I'm not going to do is go over any games I've purchased on the virtual console, such as Pierre Solar, Child of Light, the two Shantae games, and Freedom Planet, which is kind of a Sonic the Hedgehog successor kind of deal. Games are all fun, don't get me wrong, but they're VC games. I have made one exception, and that will be in the next video. So here are some... We're just kind of going random at this point. Here's some 5 titles for the Wii U that mostly I enjoy. A couple really good ones, maybe not so good. Here you go. This first game I'm just getting out of the way right here and there. It's called Garuda The Sky Soldier, a game that came packaged with the Wii version, but for this purpose, I'm gonna go over the Wii U version. Now, to put it simply, one review site actually said, buy the game and simply just throw the Wii U version of the game in the garbage and pop the Wii version in because the controls actually work. If I go over the development, it would take good God forever. Basically, the game was produced and made by Yuji Naka, the guy who produced the original Sonic the Hedgehog games, Nights in the Dreams, and a bunch of other Sega projects that we know and love today. And the short version is the Wii version was done, and then another company came on and basically made the 3DS and Wii U ports. So, more or less, the Wii version actually works because the game is more or less kind of a Gravity Rush feel to it. You control the character in mid-air, fights are in the air, and what makes the Wii version good is you can actually point and go anywhere where you point by simply pressing the B button. But in the Wii U version here, you have to actually use the analog stick and gain these power-ups in order to maintain these flight. When you gain abilities, you have to they're permanent. It really deteriorates from the game's value. The story is very anime tropish, where this main character is trying to be Mega Man, but he's lost his memories, haha, amnesia, and he has to save the princess and the kingdom. And I could just go over so many things that the game just seems to rip off from the Key of Time to one of the enemies being Garuda and Emperor Naga. I mean, every name seems to be taken from something else. But because the game is broken, it is among the lines of hilarious, and I do say the Wii version is actually playable, it's actually fun, but this Wii U version is, I couldn't agree more that the game belongs in the trash. It's not good, just play the Wii one and you will save yourself a lot of heartache. Okay, probably a must-have title that anyone who bought a Wii U has, and that's Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, with just an incredible amount of gameplay and refined fighting mechanics. Although, I will go on record saying that I separate Smash as a true fighting game, in the sense that it doesn't have the same gameplay mechanics. There's no story mode. You have a board game mode, which is kind of hard to figure out at first, but it does work and it does have its place. There is a challenge mode, there's a bunch of other things you can do, such as put an amiibo on there, power it up, and it becomes a supercomputer of sorts. But where the game shines is just the pick-up-and-play multiplayer mode. This one actually brings 8 players smashed together, where 8 players proceed to fight along a major map. The amount of characters to whether it's unlock or download via DLC is incredible, and the amount of maps just never ends. Plus, there's a map creator where you can fight on just custom stages, never seen before. It's no wonder that the franchise is beloved, and it's along those lines of a friendship ruiner. Who doesn't want to fight with their favorite Nintendo characters, or many other different ones that seem to come in every now and again, such as in this one, Bayonetta and Final Fantasy characters. Fire Emblem characters are going nuts in the franchise now, but It's the environments, the characters, the fighting, the amount of weapons and items you can use in the game is increased, but it still has that same formula from the Nintendo 64 days. It's coming to the Switch, probably guaranteed. Gotta get Smash. When this game originally came out, Bayonetta was on the PS3 and the 360. Now, when the sequel came out, Bayonetta 2, as seen in a previous video, it came packaged with the original, and I was all over this because I had never played the original nor had it. And I am very happy because, in my opinion, the Wii U version is actually more refined and a little bit touched up, and it plays better. So it's about this crazy gothic Scandinavian whatever witch girl goes through this wild past. You get to learn more about Bayonetta, who she is, where she comes from, the world that she basically belongs to. And you learn about her witty humor, the humor in the game, and how much like Devil May Cry that series it is. It's no wonder that Sega and Platinum Games decided to go more with their friends now, ironically enough, we couldn't say that years ago, with Nintendo, and where this Bayonetta franchise has become. It's really interesting how much this game has gone from one end to the other, and I'm still surprised that this is, I can say, a Nintendo exclusive game now. Not Bayonetta, but the franchise itself. The gameplay is very smooth. She has guns on her boots, or heels, and just guns everywhere, so it's very Devil May Cry-ish. She has this wild double jump, and it just maintains this just crazy fighting mechanic that puts Devil May Cry on a pedestal and just makes it funny and still sort of interesting. The action is just non-stop from start to finish. What we're looking at here is just the intro sequence where we're on this falling debris going down something like a mountainside, and you're just fighting these weird gothic creatures. It's just wild. It's really an experience if you're into these kind of action games from a third-person perspective. Bayonetta is a can't-miss game, and if you've never had it before, definitely got to hop on that Wii U to get Bayonetta 2 so you can get Bayonetta 1. It's really it's everything you'd want in an action game. Plus, the final boss is outrageous. The game's difficulty does have its ups and downs, but it's all doable, and you can change it. Now, it doesn't have the co-op that the second version does, but this game is great. I love it. Get Bayonetta. Now, here's a fun, lighthearted game, very Nintendo-esque. It's Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. And if you've played Super Mario 3D World, you'll find a few levels in there called Captain Toad, where he goes along this pseudo 3D map. He can't jump because he has a heavy backpack on. It's just Toad, and those levels were so loved. I loved them as well. It became its own game, and this sort of plays out like a story where this bird takes away a star, and Captain Toad here just goes along all these levels, much like an adventure. He says before everyone, time for adventure. It's really adorable. This game screams Nintendo. It works really well with the gamepad. The motion controls are very slight. You can even turn them off if you don't like them. And it puts you off on simple little puzzles, just trying to figure out the game mechanics and what you need to do. Your goal is to get these 3 diamonds per level, and then find a gold mushroom at some point in order to get the final gold star at the end and proceed to the next level. It's really, really enjoyable. And then when if you have the Toad amiibo, it unlocks a second part of the game where you go through each level and try to find the hidden Toad. So that becomes then kind of a Where's Waldo thing. It's really neat. Who knew that something this simple could be so fun? When I first got the game, I was a little hesitant. How could you make a whole game out of this? But you can tell the creators just had a blast making all the levels. It's just to sit down, play with your friends, kind of have a few beers, or just, drink some soda if you're not into that. Just do whatever you want. It's quite fun. The boss battles are memorable. It's a Nintendo game. It's super solid. I love it. It's just one of those relaxing Nintendo titles that we know and love today. Now, this last one, we've already played for the channel, and it was a really fun experience. It was my first experience playing the game, and that's Resident Evil Revelations. Now, as I've said before in the videos, this is really the people of Resident Evil trying to go back to their roots, trying to make it a scary game instead of just kind of a third/first-person shooter kind of experience, much like the Resident Evil 4 and 5 and even 6. Revelation really brings back that original horror aspect. Now, is the game actually scary? You pretty much get over it in the first about 20 minutes. It focuses on a group of 4 people from STARS, or another organization that I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away, but basically you're Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield on the other side. Jill and partner end up on this ship when Chris and his partner go missing. So you go through the game traveling solely on a ship, essentially, and shit has happened. It's typical Resident Evil fashion. Things are gross, things are dead, there's no signs of life. It's done really well. Now, the character models might be a little bit odd since Jill Valentine has the butt for days, but that's okay. The game sort of has this comic feel to it that I'm pretty sure the creators didn't intend to have. They definitely fixed it in the second one, where it's a little bit more scary, add a little bit more co-op to it. But the mutations are there. There's really, it really defines a different feel to what a Resident Evil game is and was. But that's okay. The fact that you switch between a lot of the characters keeps the pacing of the game going fresh. Now, the story in itself may not be that interesting. It's of course the group here trying to stop a crazy T-like virus from spreading. But man, when you slowly start discovering all these new creatures in the boss battles, it's a fun game. It's not the best, that's for sure, and it plays really well on the Wii U. I personally played it with the Pro Controller over the Wii U gamepad. It just felt better. But you fight whether it's a giant mutated whale, just giant mutated creatures in general. Nothing is really genre or Resident Evil defining, but it does have its moments. I'd say it's an average game, not as scary as I would like it to be, but that just means that I would be able to play it, unlike a certain other game I'll talk about in another video. But yeah, it's Resident Evil Revelations. Continue the RE franchise, and that's it. Okay, so not every game you buy is a total winner. Garuda The Sky Soldier is a piece of nonsense thing that shouldn't exist other than the original version, which it came out on the Wii. I will not be covering that game on the Wii since we just saw the same game just with different mechanics. I've already expressed my opinion over that, and hopefully the other titles are things you didn't consider originally, and I hope you guys look forward to the next video. It will be the last Wii U collection video, and then I will be moving on to the next system.